Yo there, MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we are gonna keep things simple. Quite simply, we're gonna unga bunga the ladder with Dungeon Master, a Darius deck, because he is the Dungeon Master of a D&D session with other champions, apparently. That's an interesting choice for a Dungeon Master. I don't think Darius strikes me as the kind of character that really cares about board games or anything that's not just swinging axes and conquering nations. But anyway, I'm not gonna step too much into the lore and tell Riot what they should do. So yeah, Darius is the Dungeon Master of this party, and he is the star of this deck. It's a very straightforward deck. It's not something new necessarily, but it's definitely something people are not playing. And I have been smashing the Masters ranked ladder with this. I've been beating all the top tier meta decks with this deck, which is really stupid. There are some bad matchups here and there, but it's performed much better than I expected, to be honest. And let's share it a little bit. I mean, there's not much to say, but there's a few pointers that I want to, highlight with this deck. So we're going with an Allegiance Noxus deck, right? The only card that is not Noxus is a full set of the Harrowing. This is an archetype formerly known as Darrowing. So the reason why it's called like this is because you play units on curve, preferably with Overwhelm, Rico Rex style, and then you eventually harrowing everything to bring it back and just smack your opponent for one final hit. Now, one of the cool things that we're doing here is we're running a full set of Apprehend. This may seem kind of crazy, right? Because this card has a very specific requirement to be able to be played. You need, well, not necessarily, but to get the full value out of it, you need to have a Darius on the board in order to rally. I argue that this card is very underrated. There's not much Darius running around, so it's not like people have had much of an opportunity to play it. But the thing about Apprehend is that in a vacuum, once you've met the requirement, it is actually an extremely broken card. Like it reminds me of stuff like Chrono Break, right? Being able to stun something for 2 mana and rally at the same time is just way above anything else that rallies in this game. At least anything that comes from the card pool immediately. So this card is just extremely powerful, and in a worst case scenario, it can be a bad Guile, right? Which is not inherently ultra awful. It's kind of bad, but it's not awful. There's there's a difference. So this card is very strong, and most people don't really play around it. And there's a lot of scenarios in which you can apply pressure, and then we can develop Darius with Spellman in the back, and we can Apprehend and just have a situation in which we are leveling up Darius in our opponent's attack turn, and then as we open attack the next following turn with leveled up Darius, it can be very difficult for them to stop. And if they do, then we build up for the Harrowing later down the line, and then we finish them. The Harrowing alongside Apprehend is also a very nice play. Like, it's not just, okay, just you have to have Darius on the board. You can also use it in the late game with when you have 11 mana or more, and you go for the Harrowing, and then you Apprehend once Darius is on the board, and you get to rally, right? So there's a lot of utility for this card, and it really does make a difference in a lot of matches. It really amped my win rate, especially because of the surprise factor, because people don't really see it coming, and it's just really neat. It's really satisfying, and yeah, I think you guys are going to enjoy today's games, as we got quite a bit of variety in matchups as well. When it comes to our Noxus cards, the 37 cards that we are playing for the same region, which ones that I opt to choose? Well, we have a total of 7 1-drops, a full set of Legion Rearguard and Saboteur, alongside a one-off Oblate Squire. When it comes to the reason why I'm going for these 2 are the premier 1-drops for Noxus, clearly, and I like Blade Squire as the other option because it's actually pretty damn good. It can give us a pretty decent Reforge here and there, and I like it as my 7th 1-drop there. When it comes to 2-drops, we're prioritizing the House Spider, one of the best 2-drops in the game, really. And then we're going with Trifarian Hopeful because we actually, are hopeful that we will have a Noxian ally, which is very likely, an 837 card Noxian deck that allows this to be a 5/2 with power, which can also enable our Whispered Words as we work for that reputation. We have some synergy with reputation, even though it's not that crazy. But more than anything, it just gives us another very powerful unit. Like a 5/2 for 2 is really strong. Like in a vacuum, that's also really good for a 2-drop. It hits a very high power ceiling. It can be very efficient, especially as a blocker, really. And also in the late game, once we combine, like bringing back Trifarian Hopeful alongside an army of Fallen and Risen Reckoners, can allow us to just really make use of the stat line, because it'll be likely that the opponent don't have enough blockers to actually take it on. And there we go. What? There we go. there we go. We got 5 damage in from a 2 mana card initially. So I like it as a 2 of here, complementing the House Spider. We have Draven and Iron Ballista. Iron Ballista, you know, pretty much the premier sort of follower for the thing that we're doing here. You know, a 3 mana 4/3 Overwhelm. Not much more to say. Fantastic. Auto include. Draven is also here because Draven, not only is it because he's Darius' brother, you know, and I like you know, pushing into that theme, I guess, but I also feel like Draven is just and he doesn't really feel like a champion in this particular deck because it's not like there's any synergy with him, but he's just a really good 3-drop. Like, even after the nerf to a 3/2, like, he's just really good. Comes in, gives you access. His signature spell is a Whirling Death, which is really useful, and just allows us to build up a little bit of extra attack power that we can use in the late game, or we can also work for a Draven level up, which can be rewarded with an upcoming Harrowing play, because bringing back an overwhelming Draven is really neat, especially upon summon, because we get 2 spinning axes immediately. So just a good 3-drop. Like, that's basically why Draven is here. Bastards Rider, we're playing Allegiance, we may as well play this guy. 5/4, you know, awesome voice line, and just really cool card, even though it's pretty straightforward. And one of my favorite cards in the game, at least from Nox, is one of my favorite followers out there, the Fallen Reckoner. I absolute this card. Absolutely love this card. I'm talking too fast. And we use it here because of the synergy with the Harrowing, and because it is an Overwhelm unit that helps us do what we do, which is power through the defenses and overwhelm the opponent until we win. So that's, I went like rambling for this stuff for like almost 7 minutes, and you know, it's like the most basic deck ever imaginable. Shoutouts to the Noxian Toadstones, really solid card, very flexible, and gives us a lot of utility, mostly between Sharpen Resolved and Whirling Death. Actually, this card has been doing really well, and the full set of Decisive Maneuver, because it's going to be used offensively to push more damage with our Overwhelm units by removing a blocker and boosting all of our units, which can work well with stuff like House Spider, but also defensively can buy us a little bit of time in which, you know, we're setting up a lethal with the Harrowing. We need to 1 turn to survive, and Decisive Maneuver can be the difference between life and death, which is why we run it as a full set. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, fish, that is the deck list right there. I can feel my voice is giving out a bit. I felt a bit better today, but it is starting to give out a little bit, so I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the games. Leave a like for Darius. Leave a like for Dungeons and Dragons, because reasons. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go. We got PNZ aggro. It's funny that you see these champions lined up and you're like, you know, normally you would think, oh, this is like a mid-range deck or something. But it's actually just a full face deck. Just discard aggro. It's kind of sad in my opinion. We're gonna drop the Apprehend and the Noxian Toadstones. I like House Spider. Do I think Draven is as important on curve? It dies to Mystic Shot. I'm actually gonna replace Draven as well, because believe it or not, we have an easier time curving out to 3 than we do finding Darius, and Darius is pretty important.
Where's my axe?
Not a good matchup for us. A 2-1 right off the bat. I mean, it's bound to happen, but never pretty nonetheless. No matter what, I do want to push damage.
Okay, ready.
You cannot hold us down.
That's good for us.
They protect me.
Being able to push every ounce of damage matters here. I doubt they're playing any healing, and we're just curving. Like that is how we do.
Time for the main event.
Draven is pretty important because giving me access allows me to use my Spiderling to trade into Mountain Goat potentially. You know, standard discard aggro things, just usual.
We ride for Noxus!
We ride for Noxus. I can't do that voice because my throat.
Join the glorious evolution.
Let's attack with you, let's attack with you. You can get blocked here, so there's no point in them doing anything else. But these two will take.
Obsolete.
That is always something that I'm gonna end up going for. Dealing with your boy Victor. Now playing Fallen Reckoner here is a bit tricky. Because I want him to attack first, right? But I don't know if that's actually happening. Alright.
What are you waiting for? Reporting in?
The sun rock got me good. I didn't do nothing.
Smacking them, weakening their board. Getting this Fallen Reckoner value in there, just removing their blockers. There you are. There you are. Just seem to go in with an attack, man. Yeah, just remove my board. Remove my board. That's great. That's so great. Well, we're going in. Smart of them to not trade into this. But we're going in nonetheless. Bit of an emo game, why not? You know? Smorker. Get that sweet overwhelm back on board. Remove the blockers. No, with you. For Noxus! I can't. Booyah. No Darius yet, but we'll get there. Quote. Alright, this should be a fun one, even though Ionia is a bit annoying if they're playing stuff like Deny. That would definitely suck. I'm gonna go for a full mulligan. Normally you mulligan pretty aggressively with this deck because you really want to see Darius. Obviously you want to see a good curve into Darius, but Darius, you know, we're playing triple Apprehend, right? We're trying to make use of what is inherently a broken card if the requirements are met. Now what do we prioritize here? I think it's clear that we go Legion Rearguard. Well, I mean, yeah, because Make It Rain could be a thing.
It won't get past me.
And obviously we want to apply enough pressure so that we force them to use their mana, which slows down their Nami level up. Both represent the same amount of damage, but this spreads over two bodies, so yeah, we force the double trouble, exactly. We got that and that. I mean, this trades into this, yeah.
Okay, ready.
Still a good attack. Trading that into that and that, but we still get 2 damage in. And again, we forced them. We forced them to spend the mana. And now their Nami just comes in way later because of that. Sometimes offense is just the best defense, really. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're gonna go, we could go Iron Ballista, but I like Draven. Draven potentially translates into less damage initially, but with the spinning, piling up the spilling axes as early as possible is going to be ultimately more valuable, I believe. Now we could go Saboteur into Ballista. Or we could just go Ballistic Rider. The problem with Ballistic Rider is that it really suffers to like a Twist of Fate gold card. So I am inclined to do this instead.
Explosives prime.
Set you up here, see what they do. Maybe just threaten them with an attack like this, because this is already quite a bit.
Never lost a fair game.
Get the Twist of Fate out. We lose Draven, but
Dead in their tracks.
opens up the door for you.
Everything's in place behind you.
No outsiders.
It's fine if they keep that body there. Okay, I could go for the spinning axe, but I really don't mind. We got damage. We're close to the level up here. We gotta worry. They're playing stuff like Recall. They're definitely gonna be playing the Ionian Tailstones, which means Homecoming, which can counter. Oh, but we got Darius here. Oof, this Apprehend is. Yeah, the problem with this matchup is deny, right? Like I may like maybe rely too much on that. That's interesting.
Hold it, partner.
Ride on!
We ride on.
Lady Luck is smiling.
That is very interesting. I mean, you definitely have a Twin Disciplines. And I'm not gonna give you a free 5-4 overall for that. What the hell is this? Warning shot. Okay, I think they just really wanted to warn us.
I'll handle this
I'm
myself.
gonna go Darius. If they want to bounce him back with like a homecoming, then fine. But, you know, if it's from an Ionian Tailstones, which I expect to be, that's a very expensive one. We swing like this, always with Darius on the right. You know, he's very conservative. He needs to be on the right to, he needs to be on the right to level up naturally. So we...
Why are you here?
We're looking at a win here. If they for 2 mana, we got for 2 mana. They spent 5 mana on a tentacle. While I was like, while I was added with my like dad jokes, I just realized that I think this is like the easiest win ever. No, it can't be that easy. Ah, there we go. A challenge. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. You did not disappoint me, Sleepy Zo. I don't know if you're gonna be expecting this Apprehend though. This Apprehend is gonna be glorious. Your Twisted Fate is still a ways from leveling up, as you've been liking to spam those gold cards of yours. Gonna miss that blue soon. Why am I singing? That's a good follow-up, you know. Set up, you know, just act like I'm just like, you know, spreading out.
Give to those who listen.
See the world from behind a basilisk.
Just innocently play this Blade Squire as they focus a lot on drawing, trying to find answers, but they are not aware. The Axe Inquisition. I'd love them to go under Nopified range though, because Nopified could still be a thing. They need to play another spell if they want that. Like, that's the thing. Otherwise, I can just go for the next round. They really want that Dragonling. Like, come on, I have a 5/2 here. You really want that Dragonling. Exactly. Exactly. Now we stun you. I actually don't want to stun any of them. I want them all to die, but, you know, I think winning is more important. Now we get it.
We have done well. Noxus is proud.
Yeah. Alright. The flavor of the week. Harrowing is actually really important in this matchup. Something I want to work for, but I'm gonna mulligan away everything though, because I really want to see. You obviously always want to see Darius. Darius with Apprehend can be extremely important here, and we have a lot of chances of drawing into Harrowing later. But it's definitely a card that we know we're going to need in a matchup like this because they're going to be very efficient at removing our board. We don't really have any early plays, which is a little bit sad. I want to lead off with an Iron Ballista. Just because Draven is a bit too easy for them to kill. I just toss my...
If I kill you, I don't fortune, stupid.
I was playing around with my garbage can below me and I just kicked it over. Okay, I mean, I'll take the hit.
You pay first.
1 damage, remove their board a bit. Now this dies, right? But we gotta always stay on the offensive here. I could just play Saboteur. The problem is I have to play you because Make It Rain hits is really hard.
Nothing but Noxian might.
Let's go Basso's Rider. Let's not play in too much into Twisted Fate yet with Saboteur in this. Yeah.
Get ready, girl. For the Empire.
Could have played the Fallen Reckoner and not blocked there, but I'd rather.
It's Draven time.
Now I do want to go Draven.
Move out.
Trade those two. Still apply the pressure, even though we haven't. It's taking a while to get damage in there. It's not like their Raven Bloom is going up super fast either. That's a pretty decent draw, but
Keep up, keep up.
No one's the wiser.
we'll develop the Legion Saboteur. We're not really vulnerable to Twisted Fate anymore.
Woo!
Just get the hit off, so that means we just play the Fallen Red. Remove the blocker. Unfortunate, but it is what it be. Before they can Twisted Fate us, we have to go for an open attack here.
Behind ya.
We ride for Noxus.
We keep stacking up our units, making use of our mana, and empowering our harrowing, like drawing. Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic, actually.
My axe is ready.
Let's do this.
They don't want to trade. They want to preserve this. We're gonna apprehend. If they have a disintegrate into something, sure, but it has to be very specific. This is such a powerful effect, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, this card, yeah, the requirement is huge. Like, you have to have Darius. But it's a really cool card because if you meet the requirement, it is fundamentally broken. It is just a broken card. You're dead. GG. Just like that, baby. Let's go. For Noxus. Booyah.
Our borders grow.
Alright, back to Nami, but this time the more standard edition. The game plan is the same. We want to apply pressure so that we force him to slow down Nami's level up. We're going to mulligan away. We never mulligan away Darius, though. Not in a deck with triple Apprehend. We got the late game, but we are missing the early game. Cry for time. Oh, man. Okay, I mean, that is something. A bit late, though, because now the double trouble happens. Okay. Interesting. We ride for Noxus. We get the Bastos Rider in there. Okay. That is fun. I want to play this into a Twist of Fate gold card.
Deal me in.
Exactly. Now Hopeful comes in.
For the Empire.
And has so much power that either they have a 1-drop here or a Vile Feast.
Take them down.
Preserving that. You got the Darius Apprehend combo though.
Lady Luck is smiling.
Take the hit. Play your boy.
Mine is the hand of
Noxus. Alright. Oh, that's how you're gonna be. Then we're gonna do this. You really wanna level up that Twist of Fate? Well,
Easy.
not gonna let you. Oh, that's beautiful. Strength! Oh, it's just glorious. Absolutely glorious. We got Tailstones here. I want to play you.
Explosives prime.
Because if they have a Vengeance...
There's another one!
Everything's in place.
They gotta go for it here.
You here?
Like there's no other resource. There's no other play. Has to be a Vengeance. Or a Telltales into the, what's actually worse than a Vengeance, because I have to keep my unit. Exactly. Now, I could play the Tellstones, but I don't really give a fuck about this thing. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna trade like that. And then we're just gonna play theirs again.
I'll handle this myself.
You know, because he can handle it himself. And that forces them, like, the fact that they have to play Vengeance there. Ooh. Oh, I love it. That's what I love about this deck. Like, it beats up on decks like this because of like just this insane power burst. That's not something that you build up with, you know, just good old-fashioned aggression, right? I mean, it's a pretty unga bunga deck, but it's satisfying when it bullies stuff like this. Yeah, that's good. It's a lot of stats. A lot of overwhelm. Whoo! Alright.
Oppose me.
Oh, good luck, have fun stopping this. Like, I know you're a combo deck, but there's only so much, man. Alright. That's a spirit journey to deal with one of the Darius. Okay. What do you do about the other one? Thought so. Like, I'm sorry, this is, you can't.
Our borders grow.
Keep Navi out. Alright. This time, Vi instead of Victor. Same shit. Let's drop a Darius. We keep one Darius always. I've been drawing a lot of Darius today. It's a good day. As we do keep double 1-drop because a third 1-drop would be a very strong opening. And in a matchup like this, it allows us to keep up the pace and... get trades. Alright.
Just need a second.
Anything helps. Anything helps.
Well, let's force some trades. I could have dropped the Legion Saboteur, but I would have taken that damage anyways because I wanna deal the 1 damage with this. Triple 1-drop. It's always an A. Alright.
I have my orders.
They don't opt to discard anything.
Behind you.
I'm innocent.
No immediate discard synergies. We push 4 damage and preserve 1 Saboteur in. So that is a dirt. That is a good turn because I combine good and turn. Grr. That is a good turn too in my book. All right, let's go with you.
For the Empire.
Okay. I'll take this trade. All right, let's see what they got for good old Bass's Rider. Do not grappler me though.
We ride for Noxus.
I had to say it. I had to say it. That is so sad. That is the saddest thing ever. We got grappled.
Vi stands for violence.
We got
No
grappled.
one's the wiser.
Headed in. Trouble coming at ya.
I'll take that. All right, Darius, make me proud.
I'll handle this myself.
Yeah, it's you got it at this point. Like everybody else, we tried. We dealt 4 damage, Darius. We need some results here. Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Strength above all.
Yeah. Smack him. Sometimes you just gotta keep it simple, bruh.
Embrace the night, Aphelios.
That's not exactly simple. That is not Mr. Simple right there. Okay, they could go with
A crystal path opens before us.
Nothing but Noxian mind.
Alright. Didn't get grappled this time. Jesus. To be fair, I'm happy I drew the heroine, don't get me wrong. Like unless Bratch Skada here, Bulgarian player. No, Belarusian. Let's see them commit the Severum first. And then we show them the Trifarian Hopeful. Yeah, exactly. Once they have another Mystic Shot, this will allow us to hold them.
Severin.
Ready.
With our 5 power, 2 drop blocker. This card's pretty underrated. Though, I mean, you do need a lot of Noxus cards and stuff, but it's not. He's a good boy.
I am with you.
Keep them back!
That feel. Can't blame him. We're going in, though. We're going in. That's smart. Good enough. Getting those Trifaring, and it's great that it's a summoning effect as well. This is no joke. We obviously
I'll do better this time.
leave Darius at the very end, and good luck, have fun.
Our time is over.
Yeah, I agree. God, this deck is so stupid. So dumb. Alright. GG. Keep it simple, baby.